So we've talked a bit about, kind of the philosophy of swim meets. Let's talk a little bit about some of the nuts and bolts. So how do you sign up for a meet?
That's a good question. So we are under the organizational umbrella of the LSC that we explained earlier, which is Sierra Nevada Swimming. And they are the majority of our meets are hosted by a team within that LSC or our neighbor LSC Pacific.
Over in Reno.
And the team and the host set up the entry protocols or entry steps.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by a good question. It can change by host, right?
Okay.
So if one host wants to have everybody mail in their entries, then we're all going to be mailing in our entries to the host. If they want to have it only online, they're going to promote it that way.
So you'll make that clear in your emails.
Correct,
to the parents.
So when I set the coaching schedule, you got to look individually in the fine print of the meet information on our website, truckeeswim.com. You look at the event and you read the details of the title, and it'll say whether coach is going to make the entries, myself, or you're going to have to make the entries individually.
Okay.
So it'll give per event, it'll give you a guideline.
So the punchline is pay attention to the emails.
Yeah, but basically you should be committing and entering an event before anywhere from like a month to even 2 weeks before the event. 2 weeks is pretty close.
Because there is a date where they cut it off.
Yes,
right? Generally, you can't show up on the deck and just say, hey, I'm here to swim.
Right, very few meets have deck entries.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, you can enter anywhere from 6 weeks to 2 weeks before.
Okay, cool. Can you explain? So I remember getting back into it with my my oldest, and it's kind of confused. Like there's different sessions and events and heats and lane assignments and where you get that information. Can you kind of just explain a little bit about how a meet is structured?
Sure. So entry process we just covered, and then the day of, usually the week before the event, I will send out a team email with arrival times by age group.
Okay.
So when to arrive at the facility, address of the facility, when to arrive at the facility, when to be dressed and ready to warm up with the coaches.
Okay.
Parents' job to get their swimmers to the event and check them in with the coaching staff at least. Sometimes they'll have to check in with the meet itself when they first enter. But that's, again, it's variable by meet.
And usually pretty obvious, right? Usually there's a table right out front.
Correct. The meets that want to check in to the meet itself will have a table right in front.
Okay.
As you enter, you find your name, you circle it.
Okay.
But ever since COVID, it's about a 50-50 coin toss on whether it's going to be a check-in style meet or just show up and you're already sorted with a lane and racing time.
Got it. Okay.
So, but you check in with the meet, check in with the coach, and have your suit on ready to warm up by the warm-up time.
Okay.
Usually the all-level meets that do not have time standards are the 13 over ages go first in the mornings.
Around what time?
Generally it'll start between the early meets start at 8, the late meets start at 9.
That's when the racing starts.
That's when the racing
starts.
starts.
When does the warm-up start?
So the warm-ups are arrive an hour and 15 before the racing.
Got it. Okay.
So it's about a 15-minute arrival period. and then another 15 minutes of stretching, and about 40 minutes of water time.
Okay.
And then the racing starts. But warm up, check in, warm up, racing begins. Before every race, there will be a sheet with a heat and a lane.
Okay.
Event number, heat, and a lane.
Okay. So, give me an example. So, my kid's swimming the
50
breast.
50 breaststroke might be event 102. So, at about 100, 102 is around the corner. You start getting ready for that and making sure you found the sheet with your heat on it.
And where are these sheets?
They're usually posted around the pool deck.
Okay. Like a sandwich board,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
They're on sandwich boards. They're on indoor pools. They use sticky tape. They'll find a wall, usually near the restroom. There'll be a few locations.
Okay.
For the boys' heats and the girls' heats.
So let's say we're using the 50 breaststroke. There may be 8 heats in the boys' 50 breast.
Yep.
So you'll go on that sheet and you'll find your kid's name, and they are in heat 4, lane 5.
Exactly.
Or whatever. So then they're gonna have to, when heat 2 is rolling around, they need to kind of get behind the blocks.
Correct.
Maybe even sooner than that. For 50. And
So again, if it's an event 102 by 100, you're searching for that heat and lane. Now you found it. Now it's event 101, and you got your suit on, and you're finalizing your last sips of water and whatnot. And now the 102 is starting, and you get lined up behind your lane. If you're the 4th heat of 8, then you would be, and you're in lane 5, then you'd be 4 back from the 1st heat.
Okay.
So it's pretty organized in that fashion. There's another electronical way to find that information that's called Meet Mobile. And you can subscribe to that. It's an app for everyone's phone. I would say, almost 100% of meets utilize Meet Mobile at this time. They post results on Meet Mobile. They're not official, so please take it with a grain of salt. And the times that come out on Meet Mobile will be unofficial until the official results have been posted around the pool deck.
But it kind of serves what you were talking about is finding the sandwich board or whatever with the heat and lane.
It's
you can
more
get that
of
on your phone.
Yeah, the heat and lane part of the Meet Mobile app is definitely the most useful.
Okay.
More than the times. People like the results, but it's
okay.